All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay. Shout out to you guys for being here. So today we're doing the top 5 ways to stay married. Okay, and I have my husband over here who always remains anonymous, but yet he is very present. So we're going to get into those. But before we do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, so this topic is not just your typical, oh, don't cheat. Oh, don't lie. Oh, whatever. Don't abuse your spouse. This is not that. Okay, this list will prevent those things from happening. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get into it. Number 1, I have it written down. No opposite sex friends. Okay, we came up with this one together. Okay, so he has 2 signs, I have 2 signs, and then we have 1 together. So this is the one that we came up with together. No opposite sex friends. Do you want to chime in on this or no?
Okay, so I hear women going, "Oh well, it's okay if I have a male friend." There is not one man on the planet that wants to be your friend.
Ooh.
Not one. What he's doing is he's sitting there right now waiting for the opportunity to slide himself in to your husband's spot. That's
literally
all he's there for.
Literally.
He's just waiting for you to have that one down moment because women are emotional.
Yes.
And he's waiting for you to have that one vulnerable moment that he can take advantage of.
Right.
And that is the only reason why he's around.
Absolutely. And now we're going to talk about the women's standpoint. Let me tell you something about women. Ooh, women can be very conniving. Women can be very sneaky. Women can be very jealous and envious of things. So no matter what, a woman will also slither her way right on into your marriage. I almost took it there, but a woman will definitely 100% look for that opportunity where a man is weak. Okay, listen, in the Bible, men they would get weak and then boom, a woman would slide right into the spot. So it was back then, it is right now. Okay, a woman will slither her way right on your man's lap. If I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Okay, so is that everything?
No, because this goes. You hear people say, "Oh, this is my work husband.
Oh,
this is my work wife."
Uh-oh. Okay.
And what do husbands and wives do?
Right.
Like you can't. Men. This goes into 2 of my other things. Men are as faithful as their options, and we know this. If you give yourself no options, there will be no mess ups.
Right.
There will be none of that.
Right.
So, and I'm not saying you have to be rude to anyone.
Right.
Or, but don't take it to the point where it's become too familiar.
Right. And basically what you're saying is stop being friendly. Right?
Stop being.
No. That's the thing that we say. That's exactly what this is. Like, it's always somebody that's out there just being too friendly with people.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's just me. Like if I'm just always in somebody's face. You know what I mean? That's just way too friendly.
Absolutely.
So you don't want to embarrass your spouse. So stop being friendly. Period.
Right.
Ain't no work husbands, ain't no work wife, ain't none of that. Like you have a real wife, stop being friendly. Period.
Right. Yep.
Okay. This is my husband's 2. Okay, so that was number 1. No opposite sex friends.
No social media.
Okay.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a married man, there is 0 reason for you to have any of this. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just saying this and just making this up out of the blue. These are all things that I've seen many, many men get taken down by. Mm-hmm. You don't plan on making a mistake. You don't plan on cheating. Right. It just happens. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you know, you are looking around going, what did I get myself into? Mm-hmm. Because what business do you have with social media as a married man?
Or woman.
I mean, that's more of a singles thing. That's more of a young thing. Like, it just makes absolutely no sense to me. And now here's you can't help but as a man start DMing people because you're bored one night.
Right. Or because you and your wife are fighting.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so basically you saying just close all doors that can lead you to a doom.
Absolutely.
Basically, okay, so I want to chime in on this as well because there are a lot of people who make money off of social media.
Yep.
So if it's not about some money, then
Right.
you don't need to be on there.
Right.
That was something for me too. I had to completely get rid of my social media. Like, I don't want attention. Well, you're on social media for what? Attention.
Right.
Like, let's just call it what it is. You're on there for attention. You're on there to be seen.
Yep.
You're on there for whatever selfish reason you are. So if you're married, it's really no need for any of that attention. No, none of that. Like, it just is what it is.
If men took the time out instead of spending their time on social media platforms and took that time and spent it with their family and their wives, there'd be much more better marriages out there.
Less divorce.
Way less.
Especially right now. Okay, so social media is a thing. Okay. You want to read your third point?
My next one is no going out with friends to clubs and bars. There's no reason for you to be out there.
Right.
None. And you could come up with 800 different ways of why you should be there. But none of them are valid. Not one.
Here's one. Because I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
I got a lot going on.
I don't hang out with my friends anymore.
Right.
There's many things you could do with your friends. Go golfing. Go do something during the day.
Go bowling.
There's zero reason for a married man to be outside with anybody other than his wife once the sun goes down.
It's true.
None.
Okay. Same thing with women. Like you come from a man's point of view, but also from the women's point of view as well. Because when I first got married, I was 23 years old. And I was like, oh, I'm about to be out here. Like, yes, I'm married, but I'm out here. And it didn't take me long to understand why it's not wise to not be at home. You get what I'm saying? It's just, listen, the enemy, he does not like marriage. I have to speak what's in me. The enemy does not like marriage. And anytime he sees a marriage and he knows that there are children involved, he knows that he could come in between that marriage with any little crack. Okay, any way he can, he's going to come in like a flood. Okay, and try to destroy that marriage. So if you're closing all doors and you're being wise as a serpent and innocent as a dove, then guess what? You're not going to have all of these mishaps in your marriage.
Yep.
Okay, so that's your two.
Yep.
I think that those are very, very much necessary to know.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to get into my two. Mine is, so this is the fourth point, okay? Everything is not an argument. I feel like this is one of the top ways to stay married, okay? You have to understand and realize that everything is not an argument. It's not, okay? If you're listening, be quick to listen, slow to speak. If you're listening, okay, you're going to understand and get that communication down pat, because again, when you go from being single people to now being married, you now have to understand that everything that you say is not always going to be what it is. Yeah. Like, you have to bend a little. You have to compromise. And you can't do that if you think everything is an argument, if you think everything is a slight against you. That's not how marriage works, okay? You have to learn that everything is not an argument and to bend a little, okay? So my next and last final point is don't let anybody, and I mean anybody, come in between your marriage, okay? Listen, it is you and your spouse versus everybody.
Yeah.
It's you and your spouse versus your kids. It's you and your spouse versus, your family members. It's you and your spouse versus mother-in-laws and father-in-laws. And listen, anybody other than y'all two, okay? Yeah. It's you and your spouse. You are now one. And I don't know why and when that became, a slight or no. I don't know when that became watered down. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But it's literally you and your spouse. You are one. versus everybody. Our children know that they can't come in between mommy and daddy's marriage. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, marriage is number one.
Marriage
They're
is
number two.
One.
Because they benefit from our marriage.
Absolutely.
So we have to keep our marriage more important than everything else.
Absolutely. And in that, you cannot just be out here allowing people and everybody in your marriage. Keep people out your business, period. You know, you have to be willing to go to war with anybody about your spouse.
Even if they're
period.
wrong.
Listen, if your spouse is wrong,
you'll correct him or her behind closed doors.
100%.
But out in public, and you shouldn't be picking up your phone going, girl, let me tell you what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's going to sit there and take that and tell you, oh, I wouldn't accept that. And I wouldn't do this. But yet has no husband, has no man. Can't keep a man to save her life.
Come on. And let's talk about the men. You get on the phone talking about your wife, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, you're talking to a grown man.
Yep.
Okay? And he will trade places with you.
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. Okay? So, yes, the heat just came on. We're going to take that as that's our cue to get up off of here. We love you guys. Talk to you guys soon. You can email me at speakhervoice2, TOO@gmail.com with any topics you want to, hear, whatever. I love you guys. Talk to you guys soon. God bless.